Hi, my name is Melody Garcia. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Salt Lake, Utah. Today's challenge, an advent calendar. Let's get started. Today you don't get to see the finished project because we're going to create as we go, but let me explain the supplies that you need. We're doing an advent calendar, so we need 24 things if you want to do a 24 one, but you could also do a 12 one. You could do a 2 one. Start small, dream big. If you're doing the 24 one like myself, you are going to need 12 envelopes. These are, I bought them off Amazon for my Stamp Club projects. I don't know when, but I was looking through my stuff and I preferred this color to the stark white, and it's a little bit thicker. You'll also need designer series paper or scrapbooking paper. This is the Traditions of Christmas Specialty Designer Series paper and sticker sheet. Whew, it only took me like 12 tries to say that. The colors in this is Cherry Cobbler, Old Olive, Pool Party, Real Red, Secret Sea, which is one of our in colors, and golds. So let me show you the paper. Honestly, I think this is with every designer series paper. Once I get it, I'm like, oh, I love this even more. So I love this plaid. I might have had a couple in the 90s shirts, not Christmassy colors, but that was plaid from Eddie Bauer. Here's some Secret Sea with the Pool Party diagonal. Old Olive with some stripes and dots. Cherry Cobbler, polka dots. I love polka dots. Some more plaid with Old Olive and Secret Sea with little dots. I'm not sure if they're supposed to be something, but they look like little dots to my eyes. Okay, close your eyes. This is a surprise. Are you ready? Close your eyes. You can open them. Gorgeous. I am not a gold girl. Oh, hold on. Gotta make sure they're all. I'm not a gold girl, but these colors with this gold. My little crafter heart was just floored when I saw these in person. So we've got poinsettias. I'm not sure what these are, but they're pretty. With just popping poinsettias with the gold. Magnolias. I'm going to go with magnolias. Send me a text message if you know what they are. We've got some smaller poinsettias, but then it looks like there's like a wreath, not a wreath, like a spray. That's what they're called. My mom was a florist. I should know these words. A spray right there. And then, oh my gosh, these don't have to be Christmas, friends. They do not have to be Christmas. I actually fussy cut one of these for one of the things that I'm going to show you, one of the advent calendar days. And I wasn't going to because I was like, it just feels too much. And then I was like, let's cut some more. I really like that. This one, gorgeous. Cut this, and if you're making a card, cut the card front, put your greeting on it, add a ribbon, add some embellishments. Well, I don't even think you need embellishments. Maybe a little ribbon, but gorgeous. Cherry Cobbler and golds, poinsettias, and magnolias. We'll find out. And then this one, I like all of these, but this I love the Pool Party. For some odd reason, I wouldn't have pulled the Pool Party in as a Christmas holiday color, but it works for this. Okay. So you need some designer series paper. And then also this comes with a sticker sheet, and I'm going to insert the picture here because I've used some of them. So here's the picture. Our first task is we need to adhere this down. If you want to lick it, go ahead and lick it. If not, put your favorite adhesive, lick it down, fold it down, and make sure it's nice and dry before our next step. My envelopes are all nice and dry after I adhered them with my favorite adhesive. We also need a trimmer for our next step. What we are going to do is we are going to cut these in half. If you had more space, you could just cut off this top part because we're going to make a little envelope for them. So we're just cutting it somewhat in half. we're going to go 4.5 on both sides. So one side's 4.5, but now we're going to flip it, and we just made an opening to it right here, made an opening, but now we're going to flip it and trim off again. Oh, hold on. Make sure your open side is on this side, because this is my closed side. It just, mainly I didn't want to mathematically figure this out because there were numbers involved. And so I'm like, I'm going to trim a little off, but we could use this piece to decorate. However, if I don't use them to decorate, I'm going to recycle them. Okay. So one envelope will make you 2 things for our advent calendar. We are then going to cut our DSP paper. And I know you're like, wait a minute, this is smaller, because I already cut it. It is 12 by 12 when it comes. We now need to cut it into a smaller piece, and we're going to cut it 4 by 4 1/4. So we're just going to have a little piece. We're going to have a layer that is, excuse me, we're layering it on, and we're just going to have a little tiny border around it. My suggestion is, like, cut all your envelopes, cut your paper. Remember, we are 2-sided. I had a hard time deciding which side to use, and I didn't want it like, whoa, in your face. So I decided to actually use this side to have the layer on it, and then I can embellish or add things to my little envelopes using the other side. Okay. And P.S., this side doesn't scream. Well, okay, the plaid one with all the colors in it, I feel like is a little Christmassy. But this, if I don't use all this up, guess who's getting some birthday cards made out of it? So what we need to do is we're now going to take, again, your favorite adhesive, and mine is a Stampin' Seal Plus. We're going to put tape, or you can use tear tape for this. Liquid glue, if you like liquid glue. I feel pretty confident in this. We are going to put it on our envelope, our little half envelope. So we have, here's the opening, here's it closed. We're just going to layer it on just like this. Okay. Now we could leave it like this, but I want to put something in here. So I'm going to bring in my 1 1/3. And it doesn't have to be this size. You can go, I probably wouldn't do anything bigger. But if you, I'm trying to remember if we have any smaller punches. But you can also use your framelits to cut this out. I'm just going to slide it in, and I'm going to, I've made some up. And so it's kind of trial by error, but I'm making sure there's enough, like it's even on this side. And I'm just bringing it down, about that much, because that's how we measure. I wouldn't say 1/2 inch. I don't know. Well, woo! Those go flying everywhere. My poor husband's like, why do I have all these tiny little, 1/2 inch. I'm a little over 1/2 inch. I'm pretty good guessing on measurements, because we just want a little insert, because we are going to be, and you can put what you want in it. My plan is actually to take some cardstock, and we're going to insert it with a little message, or you could actually put maybe some chocolate in there, however you're going to hang these. Or you can just put them in a little envelope and they can go through them. But that way it's easier to get out. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to decorate the front. You're not going to watch me decorate all 12 of them. I'm going to bring in, 24 or 12. It doesn't matter. So this is what's left. I still have some more to decorate. But I was like, I don't know what I want to do. So I showed you the picture of what it originally was. This was giant and I would loved it. And I was like, oh, how can I use this? I fussy cut around the edges and then I layered it onto Old Olive. It needed a break in the plaid and the wording. So I'm like, ooh, I'm just going to layer it and fussy cut around that again. So I saw this piece. I'm debating about doing this word for the very last one. It does fit. I'd have to cut off a little bit, but it does fit on there. But I haven't made a commitment for that one yet. So, but we had these bottom pieces. They are, and everything's a sticker. It's so nice. And they're forgiving. Because as I started this, and then I might have gone to my grown-up job and maybe taken some naps, like we call them sleeps around here, like actually going to bed. And then I decided I didn't like the things that I liked on, Sunday, or Monday when I was doing this. And I gently peeled this off my paper. And for the most part, I got it off. There are some that I hid, but don't tell the other kids. Okay. So I think for my green one, I am not going to use except and there's numbers. It comes with numbers. There's all 25 and 25s over here, but there's different, and I'll show you exactly what I did with these ones. I think because I use my words, but I don't really want to put green. Do I? Hold that thought. Let's fussy cut first. Okay, if you've never heard of the word fussy cutting, it means, I don't think there's any stamps that go along with this specialty paper. I think it's just the stickers. I don't know. I was like, what am I going to do for an advent calendar? And I was looking around and I was like, oh, these have numbers, so I'm totally going to use this. But fussy cutting, sometimes I love the paper, but I'm not in love with the stamp set, or I'm like, I don't really need those dies, but I still like the designs and my budget says I can only afford this. So fussy cutting is a way to cut out the pieces and it looks like you're pretty fancy. So I'm going to use this flower, even though I have this edge right here, I'm going to actually line it up against the edge and very carefully. This is not exactly fussy cutting. I mean, it could be if it's your definition of fussy cutting, but I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to make a little bit wider piece. Or excuse me, I'm just going to cut the wide around it. And then, ooh, I'm sure that was up in the camera. So I just cut this piece out. So now I don't have this whole giant piece to maneuver. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my scissors straight and I'm going to move my paper. So I'm going to start on the edge and I'm just leaving a little border. And if you're like, oh, I don't like that, honestly, usually you're the only one that can tell that there's maybe a little boo-boo, unless people are looking at it super, super closely. And if they are, I think they should join our crafting club. Okay, so do you see my scissor? This hand's not moving. This hand, oh, see, I didn't pay attention, but that's okay. You and me are the only ones that are going to know this. I'm just moving my paper around and not my scissors. When I first started fussy cutting, I hated it because my pieces looked super bad. However, my friend Brandy, that also is a demonstrator, she said, let me show you this. And I'm like, you are magical. And so I found that I enjoy it a little bit better. Okay, now these little pine things, I sort of fussy cut. I just kind of moved the paper around so it looks sort of like I was close to it, but not completely. we are finished. I could have taken this middle one to have the whole entire space. However, that means I'm cutting in the middle of my paper and this is leaving a bigger space if I want to use the front or the back. And I was okay with actually using the edge of the paper and lining it up. Look how pretty that is. Focusing. So I'm going to decide where I want it. For the ones that I've already made, I've kind of made a little pattern of where to put the numbers. So I'm actually going to put it on this side right here. And I just need to decide, do I want it high up? Do I want it lower down? I personally think it looks a little bit better when it's lower down on this. And I could either use my Stampin' Seal or Dimensionals or my liquid glue, but I think I'm going to pop, I'm not popping every single one of them up, but I kind of like the look of the ones that I've popped up. It just gives it a different dimension. Well, it adds dimension. I guess it's not a different. I got an extra one, so we're going to put that back. So I need to take these off. There is actually no stamping. I mean, I could stamp on the little inserts. Maybe that's what I'll do. I haven't finished all my inserts yet. So again, I'm not placing it down until I'm like, I like it there. Nope, I want it down. I want it higher. So I feel like that looks pretty good right there. And then I'm going to put it down. Okay. We have a new punch that's online. I can't remember the name of it, but the font is super cute. But my stamp set is somewhere else, not with my punch. But they're very like all year round stamp sentiments. And so I've been using this on a couple of them. If you're like, where can I get that? Now, could I have just dovetailed these by myself? I could have, but I'm like sometimes I'm just in a hurry and I want to just quick stamp and then punch out and go. So there's, this is the colors. Or excuse me, not the colors. I was just thinking, I'm like, this is Secret C, but those are what they punch out. And this is honestly, you just kind of build and go. That one I think is too long. So I have been liking these ones. Do I want that one or do I want, yep, I feel like it needs something on it. So I'm going to flip this over, put a little, Stampin' Seal, but not drop it. Get these out of the way, and I'm going to flip it this way to make sure I line it up so it's not crooked, but I want to put my 14 in the middle of it. So that looks good, and then I'm going to put my 14 right there. Now, these are stickers, like I said before, and if you're like, oh, I didn't put that on very straight, gently peel it up. And I don't know why it's easier for me to flip things this way to make sure I'm putting them straight. I don't know if it just is a brain situation or what. There we go. So I went through, and like I showed you earlier, and I haven't finished all of them, but I still have Joy, Trim the Tree, Home for the Holidays, and this big Christmas that I still need. And then there's this cute little Ho 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 December and Date. I don't know if I'll use that one. But then I also have the Secret C and Pool Party strips, banners, whatever we want to call it, to play with. But these are the ones that I've done so far. We have this one it says the most wonderful time of the year. I thought that was fun to start us off. Fussy Cut the Poinsettia and Magnolia, just a simple little number right there. Look how cute these are. These are stickers. There's only 3, so there wasn't 4. That's why the last one I just showed you was a little bit different, but the other 3 are going to be pretty much the same. Look how cute. I wish I had more of these. Oh, what fun. Because I'm like, oh, but it is, I just have to buy another one. But I'm like, that is super cute. Bigger stickers, just put it on there. Simple. Was that the same? I think that was the same one I just fussy cut. Yep, that one was the same, but it was actually a smaller piece on the corner, so we didn't get as much, and I was totally fine with that. Simple, we have green polka dots, little sticker strips. We have this one, Making Merry, The plaid I did find a little tricky because I'm like, it's busy, but I love it. So again, layering on a solid piece with your stuff might be helpful for you. Look how pretty that is. Gorgeous. Simple number. Oh, here's the sticker. Yeah, here's the other one with just the whole sticker. All is calm, all is bright. And with that little banner punch. There's that one again. And then making magic. And the little like bouquet right there. And then our 14th. So I need to finish my other ones, but that is the thought process. So what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to bring, or not bring in, well, I am bringing in. So my thought with this is the exact same twine that I used when we did our autumn fall decor. So it's a little bit thinner, but I changed my mind on a different project that we were doing, but I had already purchased these. So when I saw this idea online, I was like, wait a minute, I can use these cute, look how cute these clothespins are. So cute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in order, of course, or not, let my family, I'm just going to take my clothespin and pin it, but I'm going to make a banner. So to hang across, I have a couple, when we moved into our home, the family before us had lots of plants everywhere. So there's little plant hooks everywhere, which I appreciate. I was like, ugh. But now that I decorate and put up banners, I'm like, I really do like the fact that I have some options. So, because I have my traditional things that I put up during the holidays. What my plan is, I'm going to write a personal note or again, put something in there. This piece is 3.5. I measured it. Oh, I'm like, I wrote the thing down, but I only wrote one numbers. It's the same as our paper. So 4 across and then, 3.5 in width because I wanted it to sit down and not sit up. I mean, you could have it sit up like that, but it was bugging me. So I'm just going to tuck it down because I'm not exactly sure. I've got a couple days to figure it out, but I'm not exactly sure what I'm putting in all of these, but I do want to put some notes or I have some activities planned for my family that I haven't mentioned to people. Then I was like, oh, I can make a note and put it in there and say, tonight we get to go do this. But I'm going to string up all 24 of these. And depending on your space, you might need to overlap them, but that's okay. Again, putting them in numerical order, but just string it up like this and make a little banner. And that's my advent calendar idea. Thank you for joining me. I hope you got some crafting inspiration or just maybe some ideas that you can take in and put in with your own crafts and maybe bring to your family or share with those that that you love. And maybe this holiday season, do an advent calendar for them or just make one for yourself because you deserve some joy. So have a great week. Go check out my friends' links below and check out their advent calendar. And I can't wait to see you next week. Find your joy. Love you guys. Bye.